Hello everyone. As promised in class, I said I was going to make a podcast going over this last activity from class. So remember, the data we're looking at here comes from cell lines that express some human chromosomes. So for instance, cell line 1 contains chromosomes 9, 15, and 16, and the X chromosome. Cell line 2 contains chromosomes 9, 16, 17. Cell line 3 contains chromosomes 4, 17, and X. Cell line 4 contains chromosomes 4, 8, 16, and X. Our goal here is to decide which chromosomes, shown here, contain the genes that make enzymes A, B, or C. So there are 3 genes that we want to identify their location. To do this, there are 3 simple steps we're going to follow. So let's first consider gene A. The first step is which cell line expresses gene A. So here are 4 cell lines, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if they express gene A, there'd be a minus sign. So cell line 1, for instance, expresses enzymes B and C. Cell line 2, only C. Cell line 3, only A and B. And cell line 4, A and B. So which cell lines express gene A? The answer will be cell lines 3 and cell line 4, because you can see a plus sign in those. The next question is, which chromosomes do the cell lines have in common? So as we look at this, we can see that cell lines 3 and 4 both have chromosome 4. So let's write that down here. And as you go down here, there are no other chromosomes that are found in both of them until we get to chromosome X. So chromosomes 4 and X are common to both of them. So the reason we do this is because we know that if enzyme A is expressed in both cell lines 3 and 4, then the gene that codes for that must be found in both of these cell lines. The genes are in the chromosome, so we know it can't be chromosome 8, because if gene A was on chromosome 8, we'd see a plus sign here, and we see a minus sign here. Same thing here. We know it's not on chromosome 9, because if gene A was on chromosome 9, we would see a plus sign here and a plus sign here, and we don't. So cell lines 3 and 4 both contain chromosomes 4 and X. Therefore, gene A must be on chromosomes 4 or X. Now, this last step is which chromosome or chromosomes can be excluded. Are there any data in this table here that would allow us to exclude chromosomes 4 or X from consideration? And to exclude anything, we want to see if either chromosomes 4 or X are found in the other cell lines. And if they are, we can exclude them. So for instance, chromosome 4 is only found in lines 3 and 4. Chromosome X also is found in cell line 1. So at this point, and I'll explain why in a moment, at this point we can exclude X. And therefore, gene A is on chromosome 4. The reason we exclude X is because if gene A was on chromosome X, then it would have to be expressed in cell line 1, and it's not. And therefore, we conclude that chromosome 4 expresses gene A. Okay, let's now briefly look at the locations of genes B and C. So instead of gene A, let's look at gene B. So which cell lines express gene B? Gene B is expressed by cell lines 1, 3, and 4. The next thing we want to do is which chromosomes do these cell lines 1, 3, and 4 have in common? So we want to see a plus sign in the rows for cell lines 1, 3, and 4. So we go here, can't be chromosome 4, 8, 9, 12, 15, 16, can't be 17 either, or 22. X chromosome. The X chromosome is found in cell lines 1, 3, and 4. So in this case, our only option is the X chromosome. So which chromosomes can be excluded? None, because we've only found it one possible example here. Cell lines 1, 3, and 4 all express gene B, and they all contain chromosome X. Therefore, gene B must be on the X chromosome. Let's look at gene C next. So gene C. With gene C, we want to look and see which cell lines express gene C. Cell lines 1 and 2 express gene C. All right, now, which chromosomes do the cell lines have in common? Chromosomes 9 and 16 are both found in cell lines 1 and 2. So we know that the gene C must be found on chromosomes 9 or 16. Then the next thing we want to do is which chromosomes can be excluded. We can see here that chromosome 9 is only found in cell lines 1 and 2 and not 3 and 4, but chromosome 16 is also found in cell line 4. Since cell line 4 does not express C, we know that gene C cannot be on the 16th chromosome. Again, it's found in cell lines 1 and 2. Chromosomes 9 and 16 are common to both of those cell lines, and we can exclude chromosome 16 because chromosome 16 is found in cell line 4, which does not express C. Okay, that's all you need to know from this question for the exam, and there will be a question like this on the exam. So make sure you understand it. If you don't understand it, please let me know. I will see you in class. Bye.